Continuing with my DCEU rewrite series with another original tale, we're going for Green Lantern, Rise of the Third Army, starring Simon Baz. Remember to check out my rewrite of the 2011 Green Lantern film, which is in continuity with this series. And you can think of this as taking the spot of the Lanterns live action series that's coming out, or say it's its own movie, whatever. But we begin with a recap of the different lanterns in the emotional color spectrum, as well as how the Guardians first created the Manhunters, but they took things a little too literally, being robots, and annihilated all of Sector 666. So Plan B, they created the Second Army, the Green Lanterns, intergalactic police force to stop all the badness in the galaxy, with even a human named Hal Jordan becoming Ion, the embodiment of will and courage. But now there's so many other lanterns and so much destruction was caused because of emotions, they might need now a third army. And we cut to Earth, and Simon Baz is your typical American of Lebanese descent. So life wasn't really easy in the 90s and especially the 2000s because of course, and life really hasn't improved as an adult in the 2010s. So he makes a living off of stealing cars to get the money to help his brother in the hospital. But on one occasion, he accidentally steals the car with a bomb in it, which leads into a big car chase where he tries to get rid of the van as the police are chasing him. And he gets rid of the van as it explodes, but, they assume, and he gets sent to the very bad place. Simon is there for like 3-4-ish years trying to plead his innocence that he did steal the van, but he didn't know there was a bomb on board. But he continues to get tortured for info that doesn't exist, with the guards all thinking he has connections to the cells in Kadak. But on one occasion, a Green Lantern lean flies in, and it chooses him, but it's also kind of glitching out, and it kind of struggles to form a suit around him, and it flies off but crashes very nearby. It only makes a small suit around him, but notably lights up his tattoo of courage in Arabic. And then we kind of merge Simon Baz's story with Kyle Rayner's story, as the ring flew him close to a crashed ship, also sort of mirroring Hal Jordan's story, with a Guardian of the Universe on board. He tries explaining what a Green Lantern is, but he's like coughing up gold blood, and he says with his final words that he apologizes that the ring was damaged, and he needs to beware because the Third Army is rising. Tell him to find and warn the other lanterns of the sector, as he hands Simon the lantern and crumbles into dust. Simon is more confused than anything, but he thinks it's kind of neat he's the new Green Lantern as he tries flying home, but it's also, again, damaged and he just kind of skips around, struggling to be in the air. Until Green Lantern John Stewart arrives, detecting another lantern nearby as well as a Guardian, and he starts questioning. Simon doesn't even really know what's going on, he just wants to go home and see his sister. He tries taking off the ring, but displays a one big Guardian message that hits John away. It's all glitchy and it tries saying that the Third Army is rising and to watch out for them. And Simon tries screaming that he didn't mean to hit him, which leads into a fight between the two lanterns. And Simon is definitely struggling to make constructs while John is making constructs like it's easy. Eventually Simon gets one good hit on John and he tries flying away, but the ring makes a car instead and he flies out. John thinks about chasing after. He starts thinking, what did that Guardian construct mean by Third Army? So he instead leaves. Meanwhile, at the crashed ship, some government people are picking it apart, investigating, accidentally letting loose one of the Third Army. And it attacks one of them, and it starts mutating into someone looking like the Third Army guy. And it literally spits out its heart. Eventually, Simon makes it back home, apologizes for the cosplay, and tries explaining to his best knowledge what's going on. His brother is still in the hospital, sad. But Simon's sister has been doing some investigation in the 3-4 years that he's been gone, and she's pretty sure she found out who that guy who owned the van was. Meanwhile, on Oa, Guy Gardner, who yes, we're still saying that the Green Lantern animated series is in continuity with this, is getting promoted to being in Alpha Corps. Everyone's like confused because like Guy is like such an asshole and they don't really know why the Guardians love him so much. So he starts celebrating, but John tries talking to him about what this Third Army thing is, but he has no idea. So they take up with the head of the Alpha Corps, Hal Jordan, but he also has like no idea what it is, so they start their investigation. They check in on the Red Lanterns and the Blue Lanterns and the Star Sapphire, and they don't know, but they also fight some of them who are attacking, so Hal thinks he might know who does know. Meanwhile, with Simon, he heads over to the guy's house, but it quickly goes south because it turns out this dude's the fucking Unabomber. It also turns out the FBI was just about to sting him at the same time, and now they also have Simon. But conveniently, they also get attacked by the Third Army. They absorb some of the FBI and the bomber, and Simon, just frustrated with his ring, takes one of the bomber's guns and starts using it on the third percenters. But him and one of the FBI guys gets chased into the basement, Simon realizing that they're attracted to the ring because they keep chasing him specifically, and they come up with a plan to set off some of the bombs in the basement. It takes out the 3 percenters, but also destroys all the evidence that could have proved Simon's innocence. But at that time, a squirrel Green Lantern named Chip arrives, sensing the Green Lantern ring as well as a Guardian. Meanwhile, the Dream Team, they show up at the Indigo Lanterns, and instead of being some weird jail hive mind, they're more of a free indigo people that expresses compassion, and also other lanterns send their people here for rehabilitation, and they're led by Indigo 1. And they're here because Sinestro was sent to be with the Indigo Lanterns, and he's got like that classic outfit on. And Hal's kind of distrustful of him, but he's trying to say that Parallax has been fully cleansed from him, and he's sorry for what he did. Just as they're attacked by 3 army guys. They assimilate most of the Indigo Lanterns, as they're starting to really realize that they're attracted to the lantern powers. So flying off, they decide there's really only one other person they might know who might know about this stuff. Back with Simon, he gets trained on how to use the lantern with Chip, and he charges up. It's still glitchy, but they're able to play back the message of the Guardian. Chip's concerned as he assures Simon that the ring can do basically anything, so he tries to do something, like heal his brother with the ring. But when Chip said it could do anything, doesn't really mean it can do everything. Upset, but they have to continue their job, so they decide to head out to find the other humans. They meet up in some shenanigans. It turns out the person behind the 3 army is Scar, the Guardian lady. She decided after the artificial monitor incident, and seeing all the emotional lanterns and how disunited they are, that they wanted to create a new army. One that's not distracted by any emotion or will or anything, and directly responds to the Guardians, using the same biotechnology that creates the parademons. Then it becomes one big, epic, awesome fight to stop the Third Army guys from eating all the other lanterns and stop Scar as she kills another Guardian and eats his heart before he crumbles to dust, becoming even stronger as all the other lanterns unite and stop her. Eventually, she's locked away in a very dark place on Oa. All the Third Army guys are destroyed. The events on Earth are covered up by Florida Man. John Stewart is promoted to Honor Guard, which is a freelance Green Lantern, and Simon Baz is officially announced as the new Green Lantern of 2814. Even with his busted ring, he says it's okay to have. But also, Earth is a very dangerous sector, so they're going to assign 2 Green Lanterns with him. So he has a rookie partner, Joe. And like John says, both of them are invited to the Justice League, just not Guy Gardner. He's annoying. In post-credits, Scar starts planning. Time to begin Phase 2 of Operation Necrom. And she snuck in like a book and a map of the multiverse. And I guess I should eventually say this about Aquaman 2. I actually kind of like this film. The only things I would really change, other than the obvious casting, at the end, with the ritual, I think possessed Orm should cut off Arthur's hand. Then instead of Arthur throwing a trident defeating the bad guy, Orm, after his possession, decides to complete his redemption arc and defy repeating history by saving everyone. Aquaman continues to have the similar speech at the end. His first decree before their cooperation is he's going to pardon his brother Orm. And his second decree, he's going to resign his powers to his brother Orm, who has always been more of a king than he's ever been. So Orm becomes king of Atlantis again, apologizing for his past and saying that he will continue Arthur's dream of saving the surface with Atlantean technology. And, there might be some symbolism of him looking more similar to classic Aquaman and Arthur looking like post-crisis Aquaman, especially after he fashions a hook for his new hand using pieces from his mother's trident. And the post-credits is kind of a rehash of the first film with Black Manta washing up, but he gets picked up by the newly reformed Legion looking for his help to take down the Fishman. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash the like button, share it with your friends, comment your thoughts, opinions, ways you would rewrite it instead, and subscribe if you're new.
Am I the only one who notices that my key is the wrong color?
Jake, there's a simple explanation for that.